Have you ever had the experience in which a collection of artwork that once upon a time meant so much to you had its value completely ripped away, all because its creator turned out to be a complete darkabag? Just wondering, because these days I have been having that same experience. You probably have already guessed what it is that I am talking about, but just in case you have not, I will spell that out in just a moment. Hello, Internet. This is Sophia, the Red Angel, doing my best on this channel to bring you quality material. If you like it, then subscribe to this channel, ring the bell, share, and comment. Anyway, as I alluded to before the intro, there is a collection of artwork that once upon a time had great meaning to me. A collection of artwork that had given me comfort in very dark times. And recently, the creator of that artwork has been revealed to be a complete darkabag, and that has now ruined that collection of artwork for me, possibly forever. It even has tainted some of my cherished memories involving it. As you may have already guessed, that collection of artwork is the Harry Potter novels and its associated media. Harry Potter, the main character and namesake of this series, throughout his childhood is tormented, primarily by a malicious group of people known as the Death Eaters, especially by their leader, Voldemort. The Death Eaters wish to make life miserable and short for everyone who does not fit their narrow mold of what magical folk ought to be. Voldemort feels particularly threatened by Harry, and as a result has taken action that has resulted in Harry losing any chance of certain things in life that he longs for, and which most other people take for granted. Now, while I have not had the same things taken from me as Harry had, there are other things in life that most people take for granted that I have virtually no chance of having, even though they are things that I long for. I know personally what it feels like going through life marked as though with a curse. In short, Harry Potter is a character that I very strongly resonated with. The author of these books, and the main creative mind behind the whole franchise, is none other than J.K. Rowling. And unfortunately, Rowling has chosen to align herself with the Death Eaters of my world. Those Death Eaters that I'm referring to, of course, are transphobes. People who are hostile to anyone who does not fit their narrow view of what a man or a woman is. And she has chosen to align herself specifically with a specific subgroup of transphobes who are characterized by their tendency to cloak their transphobia in a thin, pseudo-feminist veneer. These specific transphobes are known as TERFs, which stands for Trans-Exclusive Radical Feminists. They like to call themselves gender critical, but that is clearly a euphemism. TERF is a far more apt description of what they are. TERFs and other transphobes have made great efforts, in many cases successfully, to make it difficult, even impossible, for people whose gender identities do not match the gender labels assigned at birth to fully blend into society under the only gender identity that our brain wiring allows us to fit into. This has resulted in ostracism, economic disaster, and even elevated dangers of violence for countless transgender people. In the very first Harry Potter novel, Harry comes across a strange mirror that shows him together with his parents. Harry spends a lot of time looking into that mirror until Dumbledore finds out and explains to him that that mirror is the mirror of Erised, which the happiest of people, if they look into it, they will see themselves exactly as they are. What would I see if I looked into the mirror of Erised? I would probably see myself surrounded by a wide circle of friends. The version of me in that mirror would have a successful and rewarding career and a significant other to share such good fortunes in life with. Maybe I would see myself in that mirror with a family of my own. But I can't have any of that in real life. There are a number of reasons why, but a large part is the fact that transgender people are very stigmatized in society, as well as subjected to discrimination on a number of other levels. And transphobes, including TERFs, play a big role in promoting that toxic environment. The story of how J.K. Rowling revealed herself to be a TERF is as such. She saw something written that stated as follows: opinion, creating a more equal post-COVID-19 world for people who menstruate. She responded by tweeting the following, and I quote, "People who menstruate. I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone help me out. Wumben, wimpund, womad." Anywho, up to this point, it could have just been a misunderstanding, nothing more. Yes, using the term women as being interchangeable with people who menstruate is problematic. For starters, it imposes the label of woman on transgender men, as well as many non-binary trans folk who menstruate, but who are not women, and calling them women imposes on them a label that they have often gone to great lengths to get away from. Also, doing that excludes a lot of people who are women who do not menstruate. This category includes, but is not necessarily limited to, professional gymnasts, and yes, transgender women too. But still, so far, this could have just been a misunderstanding. For better or worse, many people are used to using the terms interchangeably, and you know what they say about old habits. They die hard. Nobody wants to change the way that they are used to doing things. That is, unless they are personally the ones who are hurt by the old ways. But there are people who understand that, difficult or not, sometimes changing an old habit is necessary. And then there are others who will just dig their heels in when a mistake is pointed out to them. And still then, there are those who deliberately refuse to change their old habit out of a callous disregard for the needs of those who are harmed by the old ways. Ultimately, I do not know whether J.K. Rowling became a TERF as a result of digging her heels in when confronted about what was problematic in her tweet, or whether the tweet itself and her subsequent insistence on digging her heels in were an expression of the fact that she was already a TERF and we just previously did not know it. Though the things that I have heard about a recent book tend to lend more credence to the latter possibility, that being that she was a TERF all along. From what I hear, it is a detective novel about a man who dresses up as a woman for the purpose of assaulting women, which is very much a fictional embodiment of the very scenario that transphobes concoct and on occasion even attempt to enact for the purpose of fear-mongering against trans women. I find it highly unlikely that someone who is not transphobic would want to write a novel like that. But either way, the TERFs are among the Death Eaters of my world, and she has now revealed herself to be one of them. As a result, the Harry Potter books and related media have lost their power to comfort me in difficulties that I face. And I know that there exist communities of fans that do their best to reclaim Harry Potter from the clutches of such a toxic creator. Maybe someday in the future I will be able to participate in something of that sort. But for now, I just can't. All I can say for now is thank you very much, J.K. Rowling. You have successfully undone the good that you had once done. Anywho, I hope that you feel that this video is of value. Please hit the thumbs up button and leave your comment in the comments area below. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and that the bell icon is active so as to increase the chance that you receive notifications when I upload new videos to this channel in the future. Share this video with your friends and everyone else, whether by social media or by whatever other means. And until next time, see ya!